From Orlando, Florida, and the ACE Learning Center at Gym Supply, it's Beyond Clean with Dave, a weekly broadcast for professionals in environmental health services around the world. Your host is David Thompson, Director of Education for Gym Supply, and his mantra is, I am a janitor and I save lives. And now let's listen to Beyond Clean with Dave and today's guest at the ACE Learning Center in sunny downtown Orlando.
Hello, this is Dave Thompson. I'm the Director of Education for Gym Supply, and I'm also President of the Green Clean Institute. I am very happy that you are with me for this first weekly broadcast on the first Friday of 2017. You know, I wanted to show you one of my favorite books. It's Who Moved My Cheese? And this past week when I was kind of cleaning some shelves, it fell off of the shelf from that resting place, you know, where we all have these books and they just kind of sit there. Well, I thought it was a great place to start our conversation with on the first Friday of 2017. I have always said that change is going to happen, and the only question that I have for you is, what are you going to do with that change when it happens? Now, during this past year, I've been coming to Orlando to teach classes here at Gym Supply. It's a week-long class called the ISSA Cleaning Industry Training Standards Master's Certification Class. Now, I know that's a whole lot to say, but you know what? I've moved to Florida, and that's one of the things I never thought I would do. There was a change. You know, I didn't see this change coming in my life, but when that door of opportunity knocked, I knew enough to walk through the door, shut it closed, and forget about what has happened and look for the future. Thus, this is why I am here today with you, starting the first of what will be many weekly broadcasts. Over the past several weeks, many individuals have asked me, what is this program really going to be about? And if you were listening to the intro, you may have got the answers to that question. But, you know, just in case that you missed it, there are three words that are very important to my Friday afternoon visits with you. It's called healthy, positive, and proactive. Now, you might not think too much about those words individually, but you put those together in a lot of different ways, and there's going to be a challenge to everything that you know. And as change happens, our guest speaker was supposed to be calling us from right about now, from Iowa. Now, the climate and the temperatures are different there than they are here in Central Florida, obviously. And of course, that could be the problem why he wasn't able to make it with us today. So instead, you get to listen to me talk for another 10 minutes. So that's what you tuned in for, right? To hear Dave talk to you. So let's get on with the show. You know, the thing is it doesn't really matter where you are. Professional services that we provide in order to maintain healthier indoor environments does not change. It doesn't matter what the climate is. It doesn't matter what the region that you're in. This is what we're talking about. So what we were going to talk about today, and I'm going to try to fill in for Brent here and finish this off for us. It's what is new in the 21st century. So if you've been around, and obviously I've been around for a while, and I don't mind telling you, I've noticed that over the last 20 years, possibly even the last 10 years, there's been a number of innovations that have come along, and I'm sure you're going to agree that it really takes a lot to convince these people about these new tools, about these new procedures, and that these are actually improvements for them and that they're not counterproductive. Now, many people want to look at the items that they've used for a long time, and they call them the standards. You notice those as well as I do. There's that dirty mop, there's that bucket, there's that rag, there's some sort of smelly chemical that's in that thing, and Lord knows we don't really want to go over there and smell that after it's been used for even 3 minutes or a minute. So, you know, a few years ago I wrote this book. Okay, this is called The New Generation of Cleaning. On the front cover of this is my granddaughter at about 3 years old. She grew up with a mop bucket because it was colored, it moved, she rolled it up and down the road. This was the new thing for her. What I want to talk about is the fact that we have to be concerned about the health of these individuals that are following in our footsteps. It's up to us to change what is happening. Now, what are they going to do? How are they going to take care of the health in their environment? How are they going to take care of the health of the people that are working and living in these buildings that we're taking care of? We have to embrace these new changes. We have to change what is old. We have to engage in these new generation of cleaning practices. Over the last 10 years, the industry has introduced such things as microfiber, engineered water. Those are probably the two number one. Both of these things have been thought to be, quite honestly, crazy by many individuals. We've even gone so far in the past 20 years that the frontline custodians simply are not understanding what we're bringing to them. They want to stick with what they know, what they're used to. So, folks, I'm telling you right now, it's up to you and me, it's up to us to actually educate them. It's not one of these things where we want to expect them to just take it on blind faith that what we bring to them is what they should use. You see, everyone wants to do a good job. This is evident. But what you don't understand is that what we're doing and what we've been doing and bringing these things in seems to be an impossible task to these people. We need to teach them. We need to instruct them, and we need to explain. Folks, this is education. This is not training. Now, you'll hear me say this many times as we go through the rest of this year, and I'm going to get it out of the way right now. Education is actually knowledge, and knowledge is what makes you understand why am I doing what I'm doing. Training, on the other hand, is simply the implementation of the knowledge that I've gained. So if I understand why I'm doing something, then I can better implement the training of how to do. Now, you may or may not agree with me on everything I'm going to say in the next 52 weeks for this year, and I can assume that that's probably true. And you're probably thinking, yeah, I don't agree with some things you said already. Wait a minute, I hadn't got that far into it. But what I will tell you is that we have created the problems ourselves in this industry. Now think about that for a moment. We have actually trained in our own obsolescence. So if you think about what am I training? If you go to what we normally talk about as OJT, on-the-job training, this is actually training in the last person's mistake. So if I give you microfiber, for an example, and I give you the different colors of microfiber and all these tools, I don't know if we have a picture up there. We're kind of flying by the seat of our pants on this first one. So, if you get a picture and you see it, you might understand. If you haven't got a picture of what we're talking about, search it out. Anyway, when you're talking about all of this microfiber, we're talking about this is a perfect example of a change that's coming in the last decade. I remember when it first came out, and we had talked to these people and we said that there was such a thing as this magic towel. That's kind of what we all didn't really know how to explain it. So what we did is we showed it to them and the person was skeptical. You know what? Back then it didn't help that piece of microfiber cost $20 a piece. Today that's not the fact. They're not that expensive. All right, so let's jump just a little bit because I named two things here to start with. And one of those things was engineered water. Oh my. I guarantee you, this is the new one brewing in the industry today. Microfiber was a push, but wait till you try to introduce something that has no color, no smell, and we say it removes 99% of the contaminants on a surface. My friends, you have just declared war on yourself. You are now the target, and as I stated earlier in this broadcast, change is happening. The only question is, what are you going to do? Are you going to embrace this, or are you going to stand, and you're going to stand out if you do? There's a sea of mediocrity out there of people just doing the same old thing. We can't just simply throw these technologies out and expect them to bring it around and use it. There's going to be pushback. Just try to replace a flat mop with just try to replace a dirty old wet mop with a flat mop that has no bucket, and then wait and see what happens. Yeah, you know what? I remember a number of years when I told a colleague of mine that there was a difference between waxing floors and finishing floors. Folks, we do not wax floors. If that's the terms you're using, that's what's on your marketing, you're not in the 21st century. Today we finish floors. We haven't waxed floors in 50 years. Don't write it anymore. Don't use it. We use cordless vacuums now instead of oil-treated dust mops. You know, this is what we're doing today, and this is cleaning in the 21st century. If you stick with me for 52 weeks, all of the different people that are going to be coming on are going to be talking about these things. I have a numerous amount of speakers that are already lined up for my agenda through April. If you would like to come on and you have something to say about the industry or want to find out about details, email me, beyondclean@gymsupply.net. If you have any thoughts or just simply want to be on the show. Now, next Friday afternoon, Daryl Hicks, the author of Infection Prevention for Dummies, he will be our guest speaker, and he's going to be talking about a timely issue which challenges everyday life of many individuals, no matter where in the world you reside. I kind of want to close this by saying, you know what? 10 years ago, this show was simply a dream. Today, I'm in Central Florida, and the management at Gym Supply has made this a reality, and I want to thank them for this opportunity to communicate with you, our worldwide audience. Please check out our extensive offerings of professional development and education that we provide through the ACE Academy of Cleaning Excellence. Be sure to put me on your schedule for next Friday afternoon at 1 p.m., where I'm going to broadcast another session from sunny downtown Orlando. Keep your future changing. Keep those changes healthy, positive, and proactive. And remember my mantra, I am a janitor and I save lives.
You have been listening to Beyond Clean with Dave and his guest. Sharing what you learn with others is what turns knowledge into professional development. This weekly broadcast is archived for just that reason. Dave would love to hear from you, whether it is to share your experiences privately or on air with Dave. Have a request, need to learn more, or want to take a full certification course on a subject? Just reach out to us at Gym Supply, and we will help you access the right solution for your needs. Live classes are hosted each week at one or more of our 4 locations in Central Florida. These range from a 1-hour class to a week-long ISSA Master Technician training. Need Dave to bring a class to you? The Mobile Certification Center is waiting to come to your door. Watching from abroad or simply need access online, our accredited cleaning expert courses are waiting for you 24/7, 365. Dave is waiting to hear from you either at beyondclean@gymsupply.net or at 800-422-9886. If you are in the area, Dave would love to have you come to the ACE Learning Center for a visit or to schedule your appearance on the show, 1312 West Washington, Orlando. Remember, janitors save lives. Be sure to put us on your schedule to watch next week as we present another broadcast of Beyond Clean with Dave.